Yo, everybody, I'm so proud of my sister. This is my real, actual blood sister. I'm very proud of her right now. It's incredible.
Everybody, it's the one and only Brooklyn, and welcome to Brooklyn's Tea Talk on the big comfy couch. Oh my god, y'all, I've been trying to get Shorty on my couch for the longest. She is the busiest person in the world, but you know what, let everybody know who you are. I don't even need to introduce, because if you guys don't know who she is, you got a problem. So introduce yourself.
Hey man, Toronto's the queen, Destiny in the building. Finally getting a chance to sit down.
No, hold on though. You have to stand up and show the outfit though. Okay. Yes.
Because I stay I'm like always in my Army 15.
Yes, I seen the yellow. You had some yellow the other day. I think you were, you had a cup in your hand. I was snooping. You had a cup. I think you were like at some, I don't know, it was a discussion or something you guys were having. It was like people were asking you questions. You were sitting down.
Okay, that was in Montreal. That was like at the ending of my last show in Montreal for my tour. We had a podcast with Moon Chaser. That's actually my boy. So yeah, we had a lot of fun.
So you're talking about Toronto. So you did Toronto, Ottawa, and now you're in Montreal.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I stay with the different Army swag though. Just I stay militant.
I like that. She a baddie, man. She a real baddie. So, I have to ask, what made you decide you wanted to get into music, girl? From like, what age did you get into music? Was it something that was like something from your family generated, or?
Oh yeah. My pops was like he's an entertainer when he was younger. He still be entertained but forgot. He's a pastor, so literally in church, choir, all of that. I was the upfront little kid that used to have to go up and sing for everybody like that, and it was in my blood since I can remember. I can't pinpoint an age when like I started singing. All I know is that all I can remember is that I've been told to stop singing from time, like from my brothers, like shut up, stop, like you're always going. But yeah, earlier studio times probably around 14. It was 14, and yeah, ever since I got in the studio, you cannot get me out the booth. So
that's dope. So I know you said something about you being, the preacher's daughter. Oh my.
Okay, comfy.
Yes, girl. Because this is some tea. When it comes to being the preacher's daughter, there's high expectations when it comes to things like that, and certain morals and certain things you have to abide by. So how was it kind of hard? Because I know your style is really sexy, really cool, really sophisticated and stuff like that. Was it hard for you to like try to put them apart, like, okay, I'm the preacher's daughter, but at the same time I'm Destiny?
Well, yeah, it always gets to a certain age. At a certain age, you'll always get that I find anywhere where it's like you transform from like that little kid to like, you start to bloom and stuff like that. For me, it wasn't something that could be stopped. I've always been very like loud and like color and like fashionable. I'm just like my mom. So like yeah, there was a certain time when like certain church people would be like, what's your daughter doing, or what is she wearing? But my dad, I love him because he's very real in teaching us that, like, with this whole Christianity thing, like he's always like instilled in my brain that it's not how you look when you're coming to God. Like it's about what your heart is and how you're coming to him. So I've never had this little issue with like the way I dress. Of course I'm not like always outside in like bikini or something like that. But yeah, that was a little bit of an issue, but more so in the coming of age time. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Well, you see, that's what a lot of people tend to not understand, that at the end of the day, when you're going to praise the Lord, like when you're going to church, you know,
come as you are.
That's what they say all the time, come as you are.
are.
But then there's a lot of people that judge based on what you look like, and it shouldn't be about that, because God sees you for who you are, not the way you're dressed. You understand? You could be dressed a certain way, but you have the heart of gold. And then there's people who dress really conservative, but they have the heart of stone. So
you don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, don't throw stones at a glass house. It doesn't really work. So your background music, it seems very deep, right? So can you tell us how that came to be? Like, what made you go so deep when it comes to your music?
I tend to pour out my soul when it comes to relationships very deeply, because I have a lot of things, like as a child, that I went through, like emotions with like losing my mother and stuff like that, that it gets really hard for me to write on paper. So I channel it into those other aspects of my life, like my relationship or my friendships, or you know, and then I dig deep with that on paper. I have yet to actually sit down and write a real track about the whole experience of me losing my mom and whatever or not, but yeah, I've heard that a lot, that I get kind of deep with my music, and I just thought about that the other day. I'm like, maybe it's because of that. Maybe it's because when I get to a certain point where I start to feel like pouring out that type of emotion, I'll quickly bring it to another part of my life.
And when you talk about, you don't have to touch on that topic if you don't want to, but when you touched on the topic of, you know, you losing your mother, was that like at an early age? Was that when was?
Yeah, I lost my mom at 16. I had just turned 16, so it was like
the pinnacle years when you're like
So I was like, I had just turned 16 August 21st, and my mom passed, I believe, the next month, like on the 5th. So it was a very close gap to when I just turned 16, when you really need your mom and stuff like that. Yeah, young, young in the head, young-hearted, you know.
But I can see that, you know, at the end of the day, you took that as your motivation and your inspiration.
I really did. There's like two ways of handling these things. You gotta go down the dark path, or, you know, learn something from the dark paths that you might be already going down in those situations. Me, I always say that my children are like my life, because like I feel like if I didn't have my kids around, I'd probably be on a different path right now. But yeah, that's pretty much what keeps me going, and always want to like learn something from my mistakes, because I don't want to leave them here and not knowing how to channel those problems or to handle the problems. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so I lost my mother as well. That's something we have in common. I lost my mom after she had me. After it's okay. We're both in the same. So I never had that experience of growing up with a mother. Period. Like an actual mother. I had mother figures in my life, like my grandmother, my aunt, but an actual mom to say I can sit down and say, "Mom, somebody bothered me," or talk to me, or have my mom pull up at the school and stuff like that. Never. So the fact that you had your mom for at least, say, 16 years, that's, you know,
a blessing.
That is,
you know,
a blessing.
It's funny that you even say that, because I remember I have a cousin right now, or two cousins, that kind of grew up like that. Like as soon as they were born, their mom passed, and I would always ask them that. I'm like, how, like, don't you feel worse than, like, you don't want to talk, like, compare pain, but it's like I feel so bad for you now that it's happened to me, because I'm like, and then they were just like, no, but you got to know, so I feel like it's worse for you. So in that sense, I'm like, even every time I hear somebody say that, I'm like, I don't know, like I give you guys kudos for being able to you know, still walk upright and learn for yourself, which with never having that, you know.
Yeah, it's hard because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you never got that experience to argue with your mom or talk to your mom and stuff like that. And it's just like sometimes when you see other people being disrespectful to their mom, you want to like kind of slap them and like, yo,
all the time.
yeah, you're like, bro, like you have to understand, like you're taking advantage of somebody.
Somebody
you understand what I mean? I never had that opportunity for my mom to yell at me, to hug me, to tell me. You understand what I mean? So you talked about you having children. Girl, you look good for somebody who has children. How many kids do you got?
I have 4.
What?
I have 4. 4 little badass kids. No, I'm just playing. They're not bad. No, I have 4 kids. My oldest is just turned 14. And I have baby girl just turned 9 today.
How many boys?
Sorry, my last is a boy, so he's my youngest. But
how many girls? How many boys?
3 boys, 1 boy. 3 girls, 1 boy. So yeah, the girls are kind of saucy. My son.
Do they got your attitude and stuff?
I didn't even think I had an attitude until everybody was like, "That's you." I was like, "What?" So yeah, no. But yeah, I have my last daughter is like me to like
the T,
the 100th degree. Like I'm like, little girl, you need to stop.
It's very scary.
Yeah, it's very scary.
You never know how bad you are until you're kids, until you have kids, and then you're like, and when people look at you, be like, that was you.
Yeah, you don't believe it.
So, can you tell us about your music label and who was the founder of it? Like, who founded it?
Well, my music label is Umbrella Coded right now. That's my music label. It's my baby. I hold that dear to my heart. Pretty much it came about, our family, or my family, has our own family little empire that most people know about, One Umbrella Corporation. And there's at least 5 of us. There's 8 brothers and sisters all together, but 5 of us that do music heavy and hard. So we came up with the One Umbrella and, you know, just started sprouting that. A lot of you may have heard about Tory Lanez. So Tory came out of just that family name. Everybody kind of went into their own little sects to support their own thing of what's going on, but together we're all one umbrella, right? So my sect was, or is, Umbrella Coded. And so I kind of just put that together, representing the female aspect of, you know, the whole movement or whatever. And yeah, I don't even know how to explain like coming up with that, but you know, do the regular business stuff. You get it certified. No, I really had to just get this down on the ground because I have a plan, like a deep plan for what I want to do with my music production, like, and it's deeper than just music. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of plans to, like, especially with helping the youth and stuff like that, and just giving them other skills that they can utilize other than being on the streets and just, you know, not really having nothing to do in life. So that's where my portion of the whole sector came up. I don't even know how to explain this.
It's okay. Well, you know, you explained it the best that you can, and that's all that you really can do. And people that understand will understand, and people that don't, they can always follow her on Instagram and DM her and book her, and then you guys will find out more. That's all that you got to do.
Exactly.
So I know you were talking about, you mentioned a little name in there real quick. She was like Tory Lanez. She threw that real quick in there.
You're my twin?
They are, you know, some guy told me.
You are the twin.
Some guy online was like, that's not his sister. She put the tag itself. I saw the original video.
No, some guy.
Yo, Merry Christmas.
No,
Yo,
the world doesn't believe that this is my twin. This is my twin sister. The world doesn't believe. This is really like it's my. It's really my twin. We don't look the same.
He has the same smile.
Same nose and shit.
That's same noses. This is so crazy.
You know, him being a star and all, and you know him having the #1 album and doing what he does best.
Damn thing right now.
Congratulations to Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
We shouted him out when his album came out. He did a great job.
I'll see you guys up here. Bringing the realness. I'm like, okay.
Mr. Tory Lanez. Congratulations to you, homeboy, being the #1 rap album on Billboards. Yes, honey. Gotta give it to you. Yes, yes, yes. You know, it's about time they give credit where credit's due, and you know, show that somebody with your craft and your type of talent can actually come out #1. Being from Toronto, we got it. When it comes to Tory Lanez and being his sister, I know that. How does that affect you in any way? Does that make you go harder because you are his sister, or is it more of a people think
you know what? I do have to go a little bit harder, guys. Because
let them know, please. They probably think it's a walk in the park.
No, for real. Because a lot of people think like, okay, that's your brother. They don't know the aspect of the whole family. They don't know how we came up, like literally traveling from Florida to Canada, just having nothing to do but spit bars in the car. You know what I'm saying? So like, a lot of people think when you have somebody that's out there and does stuff like that it's handed to you, or maybe he's writing her tracks for her, or maybe he's the reason why she's at a certain stage right now. So I feel like for myself, I feel like I always got to go a little bit extra harder to kind of not prove it, but to show people that like I do the same thing too. Also, aspect of like, okay, if he's at this certain level, maybe everything is just handed to you, like you didn't work for it yourself. I'm always to a fault trying to prove that, like, I do this on my own, to a point where I had to stop and just be like, okay, girl, you need to just calm down for a second and like embrace what your family is giving to you, you know what I'm saying? So as of like, I guess last year, the early 2018, I kind of just took my hands out of my pocket and was like, okay, I'll let the world know what they've been wanting to know, who I am in regards to who my family member is. But now I feel like, now that the cat's out of the bag, I still feel like, yeah, I have to prove a bit more. I have to.
What's the best advice you can say that he has given you since you've been doing what you're doing, touring and doing all these interviews and doing, what is the best advice he has had for you?
Remain humble. He's always told me that, like, in starting this, there's gonna be a lot of like your friends turning on you and all of that, and just a lot of things that you don't normally see on a day-to-day basis, like living with just regular everyday bodies. A lot of stuff will get harder at this aspect, and you'll not understand too many things, but you have to be very humble. I don't know if he told me that because I'm a little hot-headed, but it's helped me out a lot. I'm starting to learn it right now. Like, there's a lot of things I have to be humble about and not, flip off the hammer so quick. I have to kind of understand things and see how the process works.
Facts. And do you think, you're talking about helping the youth, women empowerment and stuff like that. I'm all for women empowerment and stuff like that, and helping the youth and things of that nature. So when it comes to working with females, do you think it's easier to work with females, or do you find it much easier to work with males, like when it comes to the music aspect?
Depends on which aspect you're talking about. In the hip hop, like in real hip hop rapping, I find the males are like it's like they don't care that you're female. They really just don't care. But me, myself, I'm all for, like, women empowerment, and anytime I see, like, a fellow artist that I find is doing their thing, I'm never afraid to, like, shout them out and tell them they're doing their thing. I never really have had those issues with other female artists in this game. I probably had a bit more with the males, you know? But yeah, that's just, I guess because of how I hold myself, I really, you know, I'm not afraid to tell another sister, like, hey, you know, you're doing your thing. Like, you know, I'm not going to look at you and be like, oh, she's trying to come from my spot or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty content with what I got and what I do. So, nah, that's not really an issue or a problem.
That's good. I like that. I like her. She can stay here forever. What is something that we don't know about Destiny? What is one thing you could tell us that a lot of people probably thought besides the sister thing, but speculated about you, or there's one thing that you just want to say, hey?
I get this misconception when I'm doing my music thing that, like, I'm not easy to approach. Like, maybe, I don't know if it's a star mentality thing, like people are scared. I'm, like, the most calmest person to talk to. Like, I'm like one of those people. Sometimes people be like, you know, thumb thugging online and be trying to, like.
Did she just say thumb thugging?
I did.
Wait, because she said thumb
thugging.
Hashtag thumb thugging. Hashtag thumb thugging. I'm gonna start saying that to people now.
She's actually easy to work with.
Shout out to DT behind the camera.
Yo, DT, shout out for sure. Nah, but some people be thumb thugging. They'll say stuff like, you know, to try to get me off my track, like, oh, she's this or she's that, and I'll actually come back to them with, like, the most jokingly comment, and then they'll be like, huh? Like, yeah, I'm not, like, I'm a very genuine person. I don't know how the mask appears, but I'm fully genuine. I have a heart of gold. My attitude might be a little bit savage.
You have to in this industry,
but I have a heart of gold. So and especially I call it a misconception because when I'm, like, in my music mode, like, if I'm in the booth or something, like, my head is, like, on what I'm doing. So this could seem to somebody else like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't talk to her. Or, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that is something that I kind of did want to make clear to a lot of people, whether they be non-friends or friends.
See, there you go. Never judge a book by its cover. Just because she may look like, you know, don't even come over here with that, doesn't mean that you can't come over there with that. You may get slapped, but it's all right. That's the way you gotta go.
I slap you. I slap you.
I would.
Yeah, you gotta stop.
So when you know, who does, you know, from a female's perspective, because, you know, girl, I don't wear makeup, I don't do all of that, but you look really good. Who does your hair? Who does your makeup? Please let me know, because you're on point. Even when you're in the studio doing your thing.
I do my own makeup. I do my own makeup. Unless I really had to go somewhere like extra important. I might stop off at Sephora or one of them places now, but I really do my own makeup right now. So makeup, all y'all makeup artists and all y'all can holler at a girl. You probably know what you're doing better than I do, but I get a lot of compliments.
Yeah, it does look good.
I do. And then my hair, my sister has a hair company coming. I feel like y'all just throwing out your whole family. Throw it out, girl. Stuff. No, but yeah, she has a hair company. She hasn't.
This is the hair now. Ooh,
this is the hair.
I like that.
She hasn't actually certified it yet, so she's not actually, it's not out there to sell yet, but it will be next year.
She's gonna be doing bundles and stuff.
Yeah,
nice.
Actually, she's really trying to come. She's coming up with some. I almost gave up on her idea.
Okay, it's okay.
So let me
we're gonna cut it short. Remember to
shut up.
Listen, we gonna cut it short right there. You gotta stay tuned. You gotta stay tuned for more, for all the juice. You already know what time it is. So, girl, stop playing with me. So
too much
what have you been up to? Like where have you been? The reason why you've been MIA on me. Let everybody know. Like, do you have any new music videos out?
Yes, I've been in
stuff like that?
this studio nonstop, putting an EP together, but also these little singles, not little, these big phenomenal singles in the meanwhile. So that's been one thing. I also have you know, a tour set and date that I'm supposed to be going with DT.
Nice.
So shout out to DT the rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of planning and getting myself ready for this upcoming spring, because I spring with the spring.
Spring has sprung, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, it has.
Nah, I'm cooking it up. I'm getting it ready, because like I don't want to just like say I'm just throw it in everybody's face like that, but I might have to throw it in everybody's face.
Facts. Do you know when we can expect it? Are you gonna have like a release party?
There's actually 2 singles that we already just put out. We're just waiting for them to actually clear off on Spotify. So I need you guys to just subscribe to Spotify, because they're coming. And as these months go by, we want to just have them periodically coming. The EP, we have plans for that coming out towards the ending of summer. So look out for that. That project's going to be called Luella DeVille.
What made you come up with that name? You know what she about? No, but you know what she about?
Okay, because Corella DeVille, like, I don't know what I...
Hold on. Sorry to... If you guys don't know who she is, 101 Dalmatians. Please watch it.
Cruella, isn't that a new fur coat? My only true love, darling. I live for furs.
Changed the name from Corella to Luella, because people who know me know my mother's name is Luella.
Yeah.
Nice. And just with the whole... Like, I don't really like the villains, but, like, there's something about her and her little half white and half black side. It's like you got a good side going on with a bad side. And, like, for me, it's the rap and the singing. So I just want to, like, I want to utilize both of those, put each on one side, like, sing it on this side, rap it on that side, and the whole judge in the middle.
I like that. That's a dope idea.
Sounded
I can't wait for that to come out.
like a
I can just imagine your photo shoot of what it's gonna look like.
I have a bunch of sick ideas. You guys gotta look I'm gonna call you though.
Hopefully we get a sneak peek. Yeah, Worldwide Entertainment TV. You know, I have to throw the plug in there.
No, for sure. I will definitely.
Oh my God, I cannot wait, girl.
I will.
Oh my God, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I
come back and get that firsthand.
Listen,
look.
I am so excited for you. I cannot wait.
Thank you. I appreciate
You know what I mean? The hard work and dedication that you're putting out, it's amazing. You understand what I mean? And it's just like you're a role model to a lot of young women. As much as you may, you know, a lot of people look at themselves and say, hey, you know, I didn't come in this game to be a role model. Whether you like it or not, you are, and you're an inspiration to, you know, young women that are coming up in the game. You know what I mean? And it shows that at the end of the day, you could be a mother, but at the same time, you can still be on your hustle and on your grind and still be able to provide for your family and do what you love to do best.
Yeah, single mothers, that's you can't be stopped. I'm telling you. A lot of single mothers feel like, because they got the kids now and stuff, and they're alone and whatever or not, like that. There's no future. Like, I'm like living proof here that you could continue on after those babies, and you gotta be the one to show these babies that they gotta be better than you. So
yes, honey, that's what you do. So I have a question for you. Okay, so you know, on my show, I tend to ask people 1 or 2 questions. So my question is, you know, with all the Gucci, Fendi, Prada, all these things that people are boycotting, right?
Yeah.
What do you feel about that? How do you feel about these high end brand companies, you know, portraying
honestly,
black people
I heard
like that?
I heard one of the artists say they was gonna go to Fendi, and I was like, honestly, I was like, where's FUBU at? Like, what are you talking about? Like, honestly, I feel personally there's not enough black people working in these places for them to even get the memo. I'm not sure if it was a mistake on their ends. Gucci, I'm talking about. I'm sure if it was a mistake on their ends, or if they knew or they didn't. But I just feel like had you had more, you know, people of color working behind, they would have stopped you from coming out with that, especially on Black History Month.
Facts. And you know what? It's crazy that all of it's coming out on Black History Month, because just Burberry just came out with something. I seen it on Instagram, and they had a news. Like, the guy's walking down, and he's walking down like
all
like
of this
there's nothing
is going on.
And it's just like, at the end of the day, we as Black people, we have to have more sense and realize that we have Black owners that are out here that we're not supporting, and we need to support each other.
Support. And we say it so much that it's starting to feel like and even you gotta support the Black community and the Black people making businesses for us. Okay, we know about us. Okay,
Facts. Who else knows us but us?
Exactly.
Yes.
Right? So that's my main opinion on that topic.
Yes, honey. So before you go, I have one last question for you.
Yes.
If you had to choose right now, if somebody said, listen, you know, I want to sign you to a major deal, or probably if you wanted to go independent, because I heard that's kind of better. If somebody says, listen, we have to choose, your manager came to you and said, listen, we have to choose right now. The label said either you're going to be a singer or you're going to be a rapper. Which one would you go with, and why?
Oh, I'm gonna have to sing. I'm a singer from birth. You know,
From in front of the church.
I have my bars and stuff because, like I said, I used to be on those long rides, and I'm not gonna get barred up. You know, my brothers had the bars, so I had no choice.
Oh, you guys used to have little battles?
Oh yeah, we used to have little games.
That was
it was pretty dope. My older brother used to be the judge. He used to be like, nah, you're not the car. Like it was pretty dope. But no, I was forced to learn that. Like I literally it was like survival of the fittest. But I grew up singing. Singing is in my blood. It's my first love. And yeah, that's my art and my creativity right there is in singing. So I would definitely have to go with the singing.
And sorry, I know I said last question, but who would you do a collaboration with if you had a choice of Whitney Houston, you had Aaliyah, or if you had, say for instance, let's throw that out there, Patti LaBelle?
You can't do this. That's crazy because no, Aaliyah's like my idol.
Clearly with the outfit, girl.
But you cannot top Whitney. Like you cannot top Whitney. So, I mean, vocally, if I had to get Whitney, yeah, I had to say Whitney.
Vocally, yeah.
And rest in peace to Whitney.
And rest in peace to Aaliyah.
Yes, rest in peace to Aaliyah as well. And Patty, I love you.
Yes.
that was nice.
Yes, Patty, we need some of those pies, Patty.
Yes.
Yeah, baby. Some of those sweet potato pies, baby. Yes, honey. So, let everybody know where we can find your music at, where they can find you on Instagram. Throw that plug out there, and if you want, you know.
Instagram, Queen One Umbrella, Twitter, DSTNY8, and everywhere else, DSTNY. You guys can catch the videos that I have up right now. I think it's Top of the Morning is up right now in live.
Yeah, my life is a movie, but you cannot play me. Oh, you think it's a game? But I am not playing it. Come up in a place like we already famous. Hopping on planes lit, higher than spaceships. Sending shots at your dome. I'm banging like knock, knock, knock. Why these bitches ain't home?
Y'all catch it on YouTube. Most of the major streams right now, like they have my music is on, such as Spotify, iTunes, Google Music, DSTNY, all caps, no vowels.
You heard that? No vowels, people. No vowels. So thank you so much for finally coming and sitting with the one and only Brooklyn. I really appreciated it so much. And I cannot...
I appreciate you guys for having me.
No, I appreciate you, boo, because you could have been anywhere, but you were here with us. So thank you so much.
I'll be here a lot more.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm gonna let you play like you live on a leash. Play like you want it.